Is it audible?
Yes.
Right. I think this is the first batch when I think we met on Friday. Right? So that class, what exactly we have started, we almost, I have given you an overall picture about this competitive examination preparation. Right. Only thing is that class I was insisting more on decoding the syllabus. How to understand the syllabus, how to decode the syllabus, right? How to almost, say for example, understand the topics that is almost hiding inside the syllabus. Okay, right. So somewhere I have just given you a broad idea, then we started with this subject called as geography. Okay. Approximately you have an idea that what is geography and what are the things we are going to study in geography, right? So what I will do, I'll be insisting maybe today and tomorrow. Tomorrow also you have a class?
No.
Yeah, okay, whatever it is. So what I'll be insisting on those aspects what it is needed for any competitive examination. Okay. So last class we started with very basic facts, right? So at least we started with shape of the earth. What exactly is the shape of the earth? Geoid. Very good. Now whenever I say geoid, what is the meaning of geoid? Very good. Geoid means earth shape. So somewhere I understand earth is not a perfect sphere. That's the reason always we say earth is more like a sphere. Right. So when I say more like a sphere, what is the understanding? The radius of earth is not uniform to me. Few places I have maximum or actually extended radius, few places I have what? Truncated radius. So if I'm just asking you, where exactly in the entire earth you have the maximum radius? Equator. Where you have the minimum radius? Poles. Fantastic, very good. Now only thing is that I insisted one more fact. Why there is a bulge? Somewhere we said, equator there is a bulge. What is causing this bulge? Very good, centrifugal force. Any fast rotating object, you will be having a force which acts outside the center. You call them as what? Centrifugal force. Right. So everything with shape of the earth, we have seen. Right. After talking about shape of the earth, we started with Earth's movement. What do you mean by Earth movement?
Rotation.
The combined movement of rotation and revolution, you call them as what? Earth movement. What do you mean by rotation? Very good. Rotating on its own axis. Somewhere I said spin of Earth on its own axis, you call them as what? Rotation. What do you mean by revolution? Movement of Earth around the sun, you call them as what? Revolution. Fantastic. So somewhere I said the rotation is the one which is causing what? Day and night difference. Why exactly the sun is setting and rising? Why? Because of what? Rotation. What exactly is the immediate outcome of revolution, my friend? Very good, fantastic, right? And one complete rotation you call them as what? 1 day. And one complete revolution you call them as what? 1 year, my friend. So, after talking about it, I started defining it. I think you have taken some facts about rotation also, right? Everything we have taken it. I have insisted on one fact. Right? What exactly is the direction of rotation, my friend? Which direction this earth rotates? Very good. West to east. I said, just because earth is rotating from west to east, right? Everything appears as though it is moving from what? East to west. Right? This fact is very important, and I also told you that, right, if somebody is asking you, say for example, if at all if they are saying that earth is rotating in clockwise and anti-clockwise, this is not a correct interpretation. Am I right? So what is specific and standard? Earth rotates from what? West to east. Right. So this is what? Right. We were discussing in the last class. And just before the conclusion of the last class, I have asked you one simple question. But somewhere I said the answer to this question is not simple. What is the question? I asked you, how much time does Earth take to complete the 360 degree of rotation? Right, it is 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds. So somewhere I said it is approximately 23 hours and 56 seconds. See, competitive examination approximation is a beauty. Never insist on perfect figures. Right? Approximately you have to remember. So it is not 24 hours, it is 4 minutes less than the 24 hours. Then comes the biggest question, right? Every day my watch is showing what? So whenever somebody means, if you're asking somebody, right? Right, how long is one day? What exactly is the answer you get? 24 hours. Right. Now comes the biggest question, my friend. What is this 24 hours then? What do you mean by 24 hours? Right, let me tell you, 24 hours is actually not 360 degree of rotation. Rather it is 361 degree of rotation approximately. Okay, it is not 360 degree, it is 361. Why there is a difference, I think? Now, if you ask me why exactly there is a difference, first we'll try to understand this 24 hours. Can I put this? Right. Now let me understand this 24 hours, my friend. What exactly is the best depiction of 24 hours? Somewhere. Right. So far till today, my understanding means one day means what? 24 hours. Correct? Now you have to tell me, I'll give you some of the choice. Right? In that choice, you have to tell me what exactly is 24 hours. And my dear friends, whenever I talk about time, right, if you ask me what exactly is time, what is time? 2:45. Apart from 2:45, what exactly is time, my friend? Whenever I say time, time is nothing but what? I am exactly saying where is the sun placed in the sky. That is why I call them as what? Time is a relative position of sun in the sky. Right, that's the reason today you may use your watches, right? But what about the previous generation? They don't use watch. Right, if you ask them the time, they will be looking at the sun, they will be looking at the shadow, they will be telling you approximately, precisely nobody can say. Am I right? Approximately they will be saying. So somewhere I understand. Time is a relative position of sun in the sky. So having said this, my dear friends, I'll just give you 4 choices. You tell me what can best explain this 24 hours. Okay. Right, let me tell you. I am giving you an option A. Sunrise of today to sunrise of tomorrow, my friend. Today's sunrise to tomorrow's sunrise. Can it be 24 hours? Possible? Yes or no? There is a possibility. Who knows? Okay. Right. Option B. Sunset of today to sunset of tomorrow. Possible? Possible. Right. Option C. Noon of today to noon of tomorrow. Possible? Possible. D. All of the above. Now you tell me. Assume that you are there in Port Blair. Of course you are, right? Okay. Now, when I talk about the best option, which is the best option? Think and just tell me what exactly is the best option. See, few of you may think, okay, all of the above. Am I right? But I am telling it is not always all of the above. See, for example, why I am telling you, when I talk about sunrise and sunset time, will you agree if I say every day the sunrise and sunset time will change? Yes or no? It means what? Say, for example, if tomorrow the sun is coming earlier, right, than today, it means we are going towards summers. If the sun is coming late, what exactly is the meaning? We are moving towards what? Winters, my friend. Late sunrise is known for winters and early sunrise is known for what? Summers. So somewhere I understand sunrise time and sunset time is going to change. But if you ask me, is it the entire world, the sunrise and sunset time is different? No. There is one place on earth, only one place, right, where every day the sun will rise at the same time. Any idea what is that place? Only one place. Except that place, every other place, my friend, sunrise and sunset time will be changing every day. If you ask me what is that place, it is equator. Equator is the only place where every day the sun will rise at 6 a.m. and the sun will set at what? 6 p.m. Perfect. 6 a.m. the sun will rise and 6 p.m. the sun will set. But that is only with respect to equator. Correct. But every other place, my friend, sunrise and sunset time will be different. So if that is the case, you tell me which is the best option here, my friend. Which is the best option? C is the best option. You got it. Correct? Now only thing is that I should understand, okay, I said C is the best option. Now what do you mean by noon wave? What do you mean by noon? Lunch break? Apart from lunch break, what is noon wave? By noon, I always say noon is nothing but what? 12 p.m. Correct? So 12 p.m. of today to 12 p.m. of tomorrow. Exactly what I have is what? 24 hours. Correct? Now only thing is that Okay. Noon is 12 p.m. That I understand. Somewhere I said, what about? Somewhere I said, time itself is what? A relative position of sun in the sky. It means whenever I talk about time, I am simply saying where the sun is placed in the sky. During noon time, my friend, where exactly the sun is placed in the sky? 12 p.m. Where will be sun?
Above that.
You're right. What is that? Above your head. Am I right? Can I call it as what? Head, sun, position. Can I call it as head sun position? What do you mean by head sun position? The sun is placed exactly above your head. That is what you call them as what? Noon. Okay. So by noon, when you look at the watch, time will be 12. Okay. Only thing is that now I have to understand what is this noon to noon. Why this noon to noon is not having 360 degree, it is having 361. That's what we have to understand, right? Can I do this? Right, my friend. See, somewhere you know, when Earth is rotating as well as revolving, what happens is this rotation and revolution is taking place separately or simultaneously? Simultaneously. Earth is rotating as well as it is what? Revolving. So somewhere I understand. One complete rotation I call them as what? 1 day. By the time this 1 day is completed, can I say this Earth will also revolve by some angle? Possible. Right. Only this we are seeing here. Okay. Say for example, day 1. Day 1. Right. Assume that it is noon of day 1. What is noon? You know, sun is placed exactly above one side. You call them as what? Noon. Right. If that is the case, can I say? Right. At least I have this put a right very poor gentleman here. Right. A cap for him, so it's very hot, right? Okay. Right. Sun is exactly placed above his head. Okay. Right. Can I call it as a noon? Yes. Possible? Yes. Now what happened 1 day? Right. Day 2, my friend. Right. Assume that Earth has almost rotated 360 degrees. Right. And you see, when Earth completes 360 degrees, can I say this Earth also moves in its orbital plane? Yes or no? Yes. By the time it completes rotation, it also moves in what? Orbital plane. The only thing is that I should understand what exactly is the degree of displacement. By how many degrees this Earth moves in its orbit in 1 day? Very simple. Approximately, when I talk about 1 year, my friend, approximately how many days you have in 1 year? 365 days. You can also say 365 days and 6 hours, right? I am assuming that it's 365 days. In 365 days, how many degree of revolution it is completing? How many degree of revolution? 360 degree of revolution. Correct? If that is the case, 1 day, right? 1 day, how many degree Earth will move in its orbit? Approximately 360 by 365. What will be the approximate value? I assume here. Approximation is the key, right? Don't say that 0.98 and so on. Approximation is the key. If that is the case, can I say every day Earth will move how many degree?
1 degree.
Approximately 1 degree. 1 degree next revolutionary orbit. Okay, right. That's what I have represented here. Correct? Approximately Earth moves 1 degree next orbital. Now you tell me, after 360 degree of rotation, right, is the sun placed above his head? Is the sun placed above his head?
No.
No. Right? There is no sun above his head, my friend. Correct? Now you tell me, in order to place a sun above his head, this Earth has to tilt how many degree for him? How many degree for him? 1 degree is the displacement. So it has to adjust by what? 1 degree. That's the reason I said. Now once the 1 degree is adjusted, it becomes what? 24 hours. Right? Noon through. Right? That's the reason I said what is noon to noon is 360 degree of rotation plus 1 degree of axis. Okay. Now here, everything I understand. Why there is a complexity, if you ask me, complexity is very simple. Means why exactly the complexity comes in? It is because the earth is rotating as well as what? Revolving. If earth would have not been revolving, you will not experience this complexities. Now what is important here? Why exactly I have taken this is very simple. Right? When I talk about, almost say for example referring the 360 degree of rotation, very popularly this 360 degree of rotation, normally I call them as what? Side real day, my friend. Just to tell you, I have two types of thing. This 360 degree of rotation, I call them as what? Side real day. Whereas 361 degree of rotation, I call them as what? Synodic day, my friend. Sometimes the synodic day is very popularly called as solar day. This is what? This is my 24 hours. Right? So just to tell you, there are two types of day. One, I call them as what? Sidereal day. And two, I call them as what? Synodic. What is very common? What exactly is very popular? Synodic day. We never use this sidereal day. Sidereal day, we use it only for what? Scientific calculation and geographic purpose. Am I right? Otherwise, we don't use this sidereal day. What we use is only what? Synodic. But I am insisting because this question was asked in CAPF examination. Right? That's the reason I am also insisting on this fact. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go for a comparison method. Sidereal versus synodic. You can also write it. Right? Somewhere you can divide the page into two. Right? Sidereal versus synodic, you can write it. What is sidereal and what is synodic? Right, now, if you ask me, sidereal day, can I say, what is sidereal day? One complete rotation of Earth on its own axis is what? Sidereal. Now here I know, synodic day is what? 361 degree. But slightly changing it, can I say, this is also one complete rotation, but not with Earth, but with Sun. Can I say? With respect to Sun, sidereal day is what? One complete rotation. Am I right? So slightly write it. Right? You can write it from sidereal day. It is one complete rotation. It is one complete rotation of Earth on its own axis. There's one complete rotation of Earth on its own axis. Right? Whereas the side of synodic day, you can write it. It is one complete rotation of Earth. It's one complete rotation of Earth with respect to Sun. With respect to Sun. Right. Now you know what exactly is the difference. What is the time taken for completing one sidereal day, my friend? 23 hours and 56 minutes. What is the time taken to complete the synodic day? Exactly 24 hours. That also you can. Very important. Sidereal day. It takes 23 hours and 56 minutes approximately. Whereas synodic day, it takes 24 hours. So far I don't have any problem, right? Now I am going to add one terminology, a very popular terminology. Now if I am just asking you, which is the nearest star with respect to Earth? Sun. Mars is not a star. Star means right. Okay, fine. So sun is the nearest star what we have with respect to Earth. So slightly, if I am just modifying this sentence, can I say synodic day is nothing but what? One complete rotation with respect to near star. Am I right? So that also you can write. Right. It is one complete rotation. Synodic day side. The side of synodic day side. Please write it. It is one complete rotation. It is one complete rotation with respect to very good, near star. What is near star? You within bracket, if you want to write, you can write it as what? Sun. Right, my dear friends. See, competitive examination, normally what happens? Every sentence you would have not read. Am I right? But with the information what you know, always you can attempt an answer. Okay. Now somewhere I have just given you a clue. Synodic day is one complete rotation with respect to a near star. If that is the case, what exactly you can write it for sidereal day? What exactly you can write it? Give it a try. I already got the answer. If synodic day is with respect to the near star or nearest star, what will be the sidereal day?
Farthest.
With the farthest star. You can write what? One complete rotation. One complete rotation. With respect to a distant star. Right. You can call it as what? Distant star. Okay. Distant star. So what is sidereal day? What is synodic day? We have an idea. Am I right? Okay. That's what every book says so. Okay, that's the reason here also you find. Sidereal day is one complete rotation with respect to a distant star. Right? One complete rotation with respect to sun, you call them as what? Synodic day. You also know that sun is the near star. Okay. That's it. Okay. So what is sidereal? What is synodic day? Everything we have an idea. Correct? Now, if I am just asking you a simple question, assume today, what is the time difference between sidereal day and synodic day? 4 minutes. Can I say? Approximately 4 minutes. Okay. Now I am asking you a question. Imagine a condition that Earth is not revolving. Earth is only rotating, Earth is not revolving. If that would have been the case, you tell me, then what will be the difference between sidereal day and synodic day? I am giving you a condition where assuming that Earth is not revolving, Earth is only rotating, then what will be the difference between sidereal and synodic? How much? Somebody give me the answer. You are right. What will be the difference if if Earth is not revolving? Can I say Earth will not move, right? After 360 degree of rotation, right? Again this place or this man will experience what move? It means what? There will not be any difference. Just because Earth is getting displaced, I am having this difference. Right? If Earth would have not been moving or revolving, right? The difference between sidereal and synodic will not experience. Right? Okay, that's right. So we had an idea about rotation, right? Now moving to the second concept, we call them as what? Revolution. We call it as what? Revolution. You can write a heading called as a revolution. Right. What is the revolution, you know, but I just define it, you can write it. The movement of Earth, the movement of Earth around the Sun, the movement of Earth around the Sun is called as revolution. called as revolution. One complete revolution is popularly called as very good. What is that? 1 year. Right. It's very popularly called as 1 year. And revolution causes season cycle. Season cycle. Right. Right, my friend. So everything about revolution, right? Right. What is revolution? What is this one complete revolution? What is the immediate effect of revolution? Everything. Right. Season cycle, my friend. Season cycle in the sense, again, it is cyclical in nature, right? Different season. That's it. Okay. Now I have one simple question again. As I asked you that how long or what exactly is the period of 1 day, I am asking you this question. How long is 1 year? What is the time taken by Earth to complete one revolution? How long is it? This is the question, simple question. How long is 1 year? 365 days, only that much. 6 hours. And 6 hours. Any other option? Any other option? 365 days and 6 hours? Right. Any other option you would like to bring in, my friend? So, I'll give you an option, you tell me what is the best choice. 365 days and 6 hours. 365.25 days. Right? 365 and quarter days. What will be D?
All of the above.
All of the? None of the above. You tell me what exactly is the best option. Simple, I am just asking you, how long is 1 year? Very long that I know, but how long?
6 years.
Think, give it a thought. Go for the best option. Examination is all about selecting the best option, my friend, not the right option.
B.
C. C.
D.
Anybody is having the option called as E? No? Okay. Right. What is the best option here?
B.
B for Bombay. Okay. What else? You are not satisfied with A?
Sir, A is not possible, C is possible. Because 1/4 is a percentage.
Okay. 1/4 is not percentage, it's a fraction. Okay, you're right. Okay. My dear friends, will you accept the fact if I say all three are same? But written in what? Different forms. If 1 day is 24 hours, forget about means I'm just writing it solar day or synodic days. If 1 day is 24 hours, what is 0.25 of a day? 6 hours. What is 1/4 of a day? 6 hours. It means all three are same written in different forms. One in hours, one in decimal, and one in fraction. Something like God, right? Right. Forms are different, but it is not something like that. Okay. But if I'll tell you what exactly is the answer. None of them. Right. Because if you ask me what exactly is the time taken by Earth to complete one revolution, it is 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes and 46 seconds. Right. This is 1 year. This is 1 year. Right.
Sir, ability angle change होता है. Angle change होता है तो season months. Angle change होता है करके एक year complete होता है. Then after we go होगा next year. तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ इसका कारण कार्बन इफेक्ट नहीं होगा. एक इलेक्ट्रॉन मिलता है.
It will come to the same position. It will come to the same position. Whatever it is almost going through, it will come to the same position. Social, I say social. Right? Something like that it is treated. Okay. It is treated. That's what you want to say. Okay. It is tilted and it is almost going for a revolution. And again, at one point of time, this will come to the same place.
Sir, I understand.
Okay.
Main sir, ये पूछा कि sir, the angle change also is not possible to take same path. It should be tilted by any angle. But change होगा.
How it is changing?
Change होता है करके day increase होगा.
No. You are saying that length of the day will increase.
Sir, अभी अर्थ का भी एक ईयर है ना सर.
Okay.
अर्थ का भी एक ईयर है. उसमें इफेक्ट पड़ता है. मेरा सवाल ये है कि सर एक इलेक्ट्रॉन घूमता है ना, तो घूमते घूमते वो एग्जॉस्ट हो जाता है न्यूक्लियस अंदर से.
Okay. I'll tell you one thing. Okay. Whatever it is, number one, if you ask me how long is 1 year, okay, whatever it is be the case, I'm talking about the present time. Tomorrow, this can slow down. Okay? Right. Somewhere I said a rotation of the earth. How much time this rotation of the earth takes place? And how many times one rotation completes right now? 24 hours. Today it is 24 hours, but if you ask me, when the earth was formed, right, we call them as what Azoic period. Azoic period, this earth used to rotate in what, 6 hours. Right? So slowly, steadily, the velocity also gets reduced. Right? So nothing is permanent in geography. All these facts, what I am saying, present to our generation. Alright? Not the earlier one, not the right, maybe in the future. Are you getting? Okay. The velocity can reduce, right? The time can change, but this is what the present scenario is. Okay, right. Now, okay, whatever it is. When I talk about 1 year, my friends, somewhere I said today the time of 1 year, or if you ask me that how much time does Earth take to complete one revolution, this is the time. Now somewhere I have a concept called as leap year, right? You have heard about leap year?
Yes.
Right. How many years once leap year comes?
4 years.
4 years once. So now I have one simple again question for you. If I am just giving a means almost a year, can you identify whether this year is a leap year or not? Yes or no? Possible. Now what is the concept of leap year? Somewhere, so far in my school days, right, what exactly I have studied? I have studied this fact, right? This is the most popular fact, right? And people say that Earth rotates in what? Sorry, Earth revolves, or it takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. But the 6 hours you cannot, right, almost have it as a separate day. So what you do, you start collecting 6 hours. Am I right? 4 years, if you collect 6 hours, it becomes what? 1 day. Am I right? 6 hours, then 12 hours, then 18 hours, then it becomes what? 24 hours. It means every 4 years, the 6 hours will get accumulated and it will add 1 day. So when I talk about leap year, unlike other years, leap year will have how many days? 366 days. Correct? One ordinary year will have only 365 days. February you will be having 29 days on that. Why February? Because February is kept for what? Celestial adjustments. Am I right? Okay. So leap year, I know the concept of leap year. Once in 4 years, this leap year we used to have. Right? Now what I'll do it very simple, right? I will give you a year. You have to identify whether that year is a leap year or not. Can I do this? You have to just identify whether that given year is a leap year or not. What about year 2020? Leap year?
Yes.
Yes, very good. What about 2016? Very good. What about 2004? Sorry, 2004. Right? Leap year. What about 2000? Not a leap year. 2000. Is a leap year or not? Yes or no? And some of you would have born, right? I'm pretty sure that some of you in the classes, right, at least majority of you, how many of you are born in 2000? Pretty sure, right? Only if you are born in 2000, you can complete your graduation easily. Okay, right? Yes or no? It's a leap year. Right? Some of you would have born on February 29th itself, right? Okay, fine. That's the question, right? 2000 is a leap year, my friend. Okay, everything is good. Right. What about this year 1908? Is it a leap year?
Leap year. It's a leap year.
1908 is a leap year or not?
It's a leap year.
How do you identify whether a given year is a leap year or not? Divide by 4. Yeah, you divide by 4. Right. Is this 1908 is divisible by 4?
Yes, sir.
Right. I have given you a number, right? You tell me whether this given number is divisible by 4 or not. Yes or no? How do you say? Very good. Right? This is my phone number, my friend. Okay. Right. Now, see, only the last 2 digits you take it. Don't bother about the rest of the digit. Only the last 2 digits you take it. It has to get divisible by 4. As simple as this. Now you tell me, 1908, is it divisible by 4? Yes. Is it a leap year? Yes. Very good. What about 1904, my friend? Yes. What about 1900?
Not a leap year.
What about 1900? But it is divisible by 4? What about 1800? Was it a leap year?
Not a leap year.
What about 1700? Is it a leap year? What about 1600? Is it a leap year? 1904 is a leap year. But 1900, though it is divisible by 4, it is not a leap year. 1800 is not a leap year. 1700 is not a leap year. But 1600 is a leap year. If you ask me why, I'll tell you. Mathematically, how to identify a leap year, there are actually 2 conditions. Condition number 1, you have to check whether the given year is divisible by 4. Simple condition. But second condition, right? If the given year is a century, right? You understand what is a century, right?
Yes.
100, 200, 300, okay? 1600, 1700, 18, 19, all these are what? Centuries, right? If the given year is a century, then it should be divisible by 400. 1600 is it divisible by 400? Yes. 2000 is it divisible by 400? Yes. What about 17 and 18? They are not divisible by 4. Now comes the question, why is that I have this condition? If it is 6 hours, I will be having only what? One condition, right? But that's the reason I said it is not 6 hours. It means every year deliberately we are adding the error of what? 11 minutes and 14 seconds we are adding with. You add 11 minutes and 14 seconds, then it will become what? 6 hours. Deliberately this 11 minutes and 14 second error is added. Right? This error gets accumulated over a period of time. Right? This error has to be removed. Right? That is what we are removing in what? 1900, 1800 and 1700. Okay. Right? If it is 6 hours, then you would have never had this condition. Right? It is not 6 hours. Right? It is 5 hours, 48 minutes and 46 seconds. Correct? Right? So why we do not have these years as a leap year, that also I proved. Right? Now comes the most important aspect and fact. For every 400 years, right? For a span of 400 years, my friend, for a span of 400 years, how many leap years will we have? Question is very simple, right? Right. For a span of 400 years, assume that the second condition I don't have. Right. How many leap years I'll be having? Every 4th year will be a leap year. Then for 400 years, I'll be having what? 100 leap years. But somewhere I am just removing few years, considering that they are not leap years. So if you ask me, for every 400 years, how many leap years are permitted? It is not 100, it is only 97, my friend. Right? You can write it. The number of leap years. The number of leap years. For a span of 400 years. For a span of 400 years. Is only 97. Is only 97. And within bracket you can write it as what? Not 100. Okay. The normal calculation, if you calculate it, it will be what? 100. So I am just insisting that it is not 100. It's only 90s. Right, my friend. So, see, I can also say why exactly I am having 97, but it's not clear. Okay. Maximum what you have to remember is only this fact. Right? Fine. Can I remove this? So some of the facts about revolution also we have seen, my friend. Okay, fine. Now proceeding further, right? Right. So when I talk about revolution, what is revolution? N number of times we say, right? Movement of Earth around Sun, you call them as what? Revolution. Now comes the question: what exactly is the path of its orbit? Right, is this orbit almost path circular or something else? Right, very good. Right, when I talk about orbit, my friend, orbit, what exactly? Right, is this orbit of its revolution? Right, this orbit is elliptical in nature. Right, it is elliptical in nature. You can write it somewhere. Yeah? Earth revolves around the sun. Earth revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Earth revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit. And sun is not at the center. And sun is not at the center of the ellipse. Sun is not at the center of this ellipse. You can underline this word called as not. Very important. Sun is not at the center. It means sun is placed at some corner. Come. Right. So orbit is elliptical, right? And sun is not at the center of this ellipse. If that is the case, what will happen, my friend? Can I say every day the distance between sun and earth will be what? Will it be same? No, will it be different? Right, every day the distance between sun and earth will be different. So what happens? At one point of time, the sun is placed very close to earth. When sun is very, very close to earth, right? This position we call them as what? Perihelion position. We call them as what? Perihelion position. When sun is very close to earth, we call them as what? Perihelion. Right. And if you ask me what exactly is the distance between sun and earth on that day, it is 147 million kilometers. 147 million kilometers. Right. And sometimes what happens, as you understand, the sun is placed far away from the earth. Right? So one place or one point of time, sun is very close to earth, you call them as what? Perihelion. If the sun is very far away from the earth, right, you call them as what? Aphelion. You call them as what? Aphelion. This is the maximum distance what sun is placed from the earth. On this day, if you ask me, what exactly is the distance between sun and earth? It is 152 million kilometers. This unit is very important. Right? What is 1 million? 10 lakhs, you call them as what? 1 million. Right? So my dear friends, between this perihelion and aphelion itself, I have a difference of what? 5 million kilometers. It means 50 lakh kilometers of difference I have between what? Perihelion and aphelion. Okay? Right. So what is perihelion? What is aphelion? We have an idea. Farthest position, aphelion. Nearest position, perihelion. Correct? Fine. But okay. I said every day the distance between sun and earth keeps on changing. But somewhere you have to understand or identify an average value, right? Geography is all about average. So if you ask me, what is the average distance? Average distance between Sun and Earth, right, it is 149.6 million kilometers. That is the average distance. Somewhere I said geography is all about approximation. So 149.6, how you can rewrite it? 150, so, right? 150 million. So it is 150 million kilometers. That's the distance, average distance between Sun and Earth. Right. And this average distance between Sun and Earth is very popularly called as one astronomical unit. It's called as one astronomical unit. Right? If you ask me what is this astronomical unit, I would say this is the unit, right, to measure distance in space. Normally, say for example, if you are there, say for example, if you ask me what exactly is the unit of measurement we will be using, we use meters, we use kilometers and so on, right? But if at all, if you are in space, my friend, right, only 2 units we use. Okay, what are the 2 units? Right, we will be using, right, one is AU. AU means astronomical unit. Right. The second unit what we will be using is what? Light year. Light. Right. What is one astronomical unit here? What is one astronomical unit? The average distance between Sun and Earth. Right. If you ask me what is one light year, the distance what light can travel in 1 year, you call them as what? Light year. Right. Assume when I talk about photon also has a velocity, right? Right. The maximum distance what light will cover in 1 year is what you call them as what? Light year. Now where astronomical unit and light year is used, I'll tell you, my friend. Smaller distance in space calculated in what? Astronomical unit. Right. Longer distance in space is calculated in what? Light year. So generally, distance within solar system is calculated in what? Astronomical unit. Outside the solar system, it is calculated in what? Light year. Okay. So what is one astronomical unit? What is light year? We have an idea. Right. So some of the facts regarding the revolution, right? We have an idea, right? Can I remove this? Yes?
Yes.
Somewhere while when we started with this revolution, I said revolution is the one which causes what? Seasons, right? What are the different seasons you know?
Yes.
What are the different seasons you know? Summers, winter, spring, autumn. Okay. And one more thing, I am pretty sure that all these seasons you would have read only in books. Am I right? Port Blair this season you will not experience, right? Port Blair only 3 seasons, right? Hot, hotter and hottest, correct? Right. Now, somewhere when I talk about seasons, generally the places which is located far away from the equator, right? Seasons are very different. Okay. Even in Chennai, because it is closer to the equator, right? The distinction between seasons is not so great. Whatever be the case. Somewhere I said revolution is the one which causes what? Season cycle. If that is the case, maybe looking at the position of the sun with respect to earth, can you say which will be your summer and which will be your winter?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which will be your winter and which will be your
Far
summer?
from the sun is winter, close to the sun is summer.
Right. Far from? Okay. Perihelion is summer or winter? Perihelion is? Summer. Okay. Right. What about aphelion? Aphelion is? That's what you believe, right? Okay, right. Let it be for a minute. Don't write it. Okay. Now, somewhere I understand. See, for example, why you say summer? When I talk about summer, what exactly is the temperature you experience? Very hot. So obviously we have a mindset that okay, this temperature is very hot because Earth is very close to the sun. Okay. Winters comparatively it is colder, and you may think because the earth is located far away from the bright sun. But my dear friends, let me tell you, these perihelion and aphelion position happens on a particular day of a year. If you ask me when exactly perihelion occurs, January 3rd. January 3rd is winter, but we are saying summer.
Yes.
Alright. And if you ask me when exactly aphelion position happens, aphelion position happens what? July 3rd or July 4th, July 5th. Alright. Aphelion happens on July 3rd or July 4th, peak summer day, but it gives a picture as though it is a winter. If that is the case, comes another question. Right. What causes season cycle? Distance between sun and earth is not going to cause a season cycle. That is not the reason for season. Right? It may marginally influence the temperature, I understand, but it is not going to cause what? Season. Season cycle is completely for a different reason. And before understanding or talking about seasons, first and foremost, I should understand what do you mean by summer. What is the defining character of summer? Okay, I am just giving you both the options. I am just taking you. Okay, I am just giving you an option. You tell me which is the best depiction of summer. Is summer is known for longer days or warmer days? Both, but select only one. I understand both. Longer day, yes, it is longer day, it is warm. I understand both are defining character of summers. But if you want to be binary in nature, only one you have to select. Which one you will choose? Very good. Summer is known for what? Longer days. Summer is known for what? Early sunrise. Summer is known for what? Late sunset. Understand in simple terms, my friend, any day where daylight, right? Daylight. The sunrise to sunset, I call them as what? Daylight. If the daylight is more than 12 hours, you call them as what? Summers. If the daylight is less than 12 hours, you call them as what? Winters. Assuming that I am going for a binary classification. Correct? If the sun rises before 6 a.m., I call them as what? Summer. After 6 a.m., I call them as what? Winter. I am not talking about standard time, I am talking about local time. Okay. So what is the defining character of summer, my friend? Summer is known for what? Longer days. Right? Why the variation in the length of the day and night increases, if you ask me? Coming to the last and final fact of the day. Right? Earth is rotating, Earth is revolving, I understood. But Earth is revolving with a tilted axis. Because Earth is tilted, you know Earth is tilted, right?
Yes.
And what angle? 23 and a half degree. Very good. Earth is tilted by what? 23 and a half degree approximately. Right. So what happens? I have two hemispheres, right?
Yes.
North of equator I call it as what? Northern hemisphere. South of equator I call it as what? Southern hemisphere. So what happens? Because Earth is tilted, at one point of time, northern hemisphere get exposed to the sun. You call them as what? Summers of northern hemisphere. My dear friend, entire Earth will never experience summer or winter together. Why? Because if India experiences summer, what will be the season in Australia? Winter. Why? Because India is there in northern hemisphere, Australia is there in southern hemisphere. Right. Summer or winter cannot be experienced together in the entire Earth. That's the reason. See, for example, perihelion, you said perihelion should be summer, but entire Earth will not experience summer together. It is hemisphere system. Right. So if you ask me why, right, we have the season cycle, my dear friend, very important. It is all because of tilt of, I would say, right, two facts. Number one, tilt of Earth. If Earth would have not been tilted, there would have not been any season cycle. But tilt of the Earth itself will not cause season cycle. How summer will become winter and winter will become summer? It should go for what? Revolution. So, it is tilt of Earth and revolution. It is not one, it is both. Both are very important. Somewhere you can write it. Right? Somewhere you can write it. Tilt of Earth and revolution. tilt of Earth and revolution together causes season cycle. Together causes season cycle. If you want, I will repeat again. Tilt of Earth and revolution together causes season cycle. Right? So why there is a season cycle, we have an idea. Now very carefully looking at this diagram. Yes, please. Very carefully looking at this diagram. Right? Can I say, at one point of time, what I am finding, that northern hemisphere is tilted towards sun, whereas southern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. Very carefully, if I am just looking at it now, can I say, okay, I'll just show you one more diagram, you will understand or you will accept that it is summers. Whenever one hemisphere is tilted towards sun, I call this as what? Summer. If northern hemisphere experience summer, what will be the season in southern hemisphere? Winter. 6 months from then, what happened? The season will completely change. Alright, now what happens? Northern hemisphere faces away and southern hemisphere faces towards the sun. So it will be summer of southern hemisphere and winter of northern hemisphere. Alright. If I just talk about intermediate position, we call them as what? A position of transition. Right? This transition can either be spring or this transition can be what? Autumn. Alright. So why there is a season cycle, if you ask me? It is tilt of the earth along with revolution. This particular position alone, let me highlight. I'll explain it in the next class, but at least I highlight it. Only one position I just want to highlight. I said somewhere the northern hemisphere is tilted maximum towards sun. Am I right? If you ask me when exactly the maximum tilt of northern hemisphere happens, this happens on this particular day, my friend. June 21st. Right? Somebody's birthday? Okay. Right. Nobody? Okay. Whatever it is. When I talk about this position, we call them as what? Summer solstice. See here. Can you almost see a very small thin line which separates a darker and brighter part of the earth? Right? This line is very popularly called a circle of illumination. Right? If that is the case, can I say the brighter part of the earth you call them as what? Day. And the darker side of the earth you call them as what? Night. Right? Now this is your equator. Correct? Now, if you ask me what exactly is the duration of daylight, it says it is 12 hours at equator. If equator experiences 12 hours, what will be the duration of night at equator? 12 hours. Because totally one day is 24 hours. But as you move north, my dear friends, what happens to the length of the day? See, Tropic of Cancer, what is the length of the day? 13.5 hours. Right. If the length of the day is 13.5 hours, what will be the length of the night? 24 minus 13.5, how much? Don't tell me 11.5. 10.5, right. 10.5 hours, my friend. Night is 10.5 hours. Day is 13.5 hours. Right. And you know, whenever the day is longer than night, what do you call them as what? Summer. You look for the same in southern hemisphere, my friend. What happens? The reverse condition takes place. Alright? Day will be shorter, night will be longer. You call them as what? Winter. And this day, my dear friend, Arctic region. What is the length of the day? 24 hours. Right? It means the sun will be there. It will not set. Right? On this day in Arctic region, entire Arctic region will experience what? Sunlight. Night is 0 hours. Right? Even during the midnight, you will be having sun in the sky. That is what very popularly you call them as what? Midnight sun, my dear friend. You also have a country which is called as midnight sun, land of midnight sun. Which country? Very popular. Country is called as land of midnight sun. Which country? What about Norway? Norway is called as land of midnight sun. Why? Because Norway is located in this region. Okay. The rest of it we'll see in the next class. Right? The season cycle itself is very important. Plenty of questions are being asked in this particular topic itself. Okay. And all these diagrams, slides, whatever I am using, you will be getting it eventually. Maybe today or tomorrow you will be getting it. Thank you. It is not only the duration, it is the angle at which the sun the exposure, 24 hours daylight itself will not determine temperature. You tell me, morning, 6 a.m.